Mark Sickles. I'm from Fairfax County, South Fairfax County. I'm also the Fairfax County people here. Good. It's amazing that we're out here today. I am so proud as members of our caucus. I'm our caucus chair now, and we have been working hard together to keep the message clear, to keep it out there for people. This is just unconscionable what's been going on here. But the people of Virginia have had warning. We have told people this. These bills have passed here before. These are not new bills. We passed them before, and we warned people last year if the Senate gets taken over, this is what's going to happen. It's happened. When Creed Eves was running for governor in 2009, he told everybody in the state knew about his thesis that he wrote when he was 33 years old. And he's finally getting to put that into action here. Now, let's hope he's changed. Why don't you send him a message? Do you think he should change? Yes! Well, thank you for being here. It's really, like I said, invigorating to see the enthusiasm. We've become a national laughingstock. Everybody see Saturday Night Live? Yeah. Okay.
We're Mississippi.
Yes, sir. We're Mississippi with New Jersey stuck on the corner up there.
We're Oklahoma.
Mississippi rejected this bill.
That's right. Mississippi is advanced over us now. But we're going to fight back. If you tell all your friends, if you keep this on the top of your issue set for the next couple years, we will turn this around. We're going to win the governorship back in 2013. And most importantly, we're going to win the lieutenant governorship back so we can kill these bills in 2014. So thanks for coming, and we'll see you out on the campaign trail.
Hello, I'm Betsy Carr from Richmond. One thing I want to start off to say is, the other side wants to make government small. They want to make it so small that it'll fit inside a woman's body. And that's exactly what they've done here. And I want to second what all of my colleagues have said and tell you thank you so much for being here today, for your energy, for your support, and please keep it up. You can't imagine how much effect one of you has calling, writing, talking on the phone, whatever. But we can't let that go. We just got to keep it up because that's what's going to turn the tide. That's what's going to change. It's going to make a difference at the ballot box, and it's going to make a difference to hold back these crazy things that are happening. Thank you so much for all your work, for being out here, for your time, your interest, and your heart being here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. My name is Mark Sheehan. I'm a delegate from Fairfax County, Northern Virginia, and I'm like joining all my colleagues here and thanking all of you for being here. Today is a federal holiday, and today happens to be President's Day. And we stand right here in the middle of the Commonwealth of Virginia, the home state of 8 presidents of the United States. That building across the hall from here, across the field from here, was designed by none other than Thomas Jefferson himself.
Yeah.
That body held, at one point, members such as George Washington, Patrick Henry, who gave a speech not that far from where we are, Thomas Jefferson. These founders of this country, even though they were imperfect men, they had a vision for equality and fairness and justice. They tried to write that into the laws, into the Constitution that we adhere every single day. These men wrote these words to talk about the future that was going to be. The future that was going to be a more perfect union than the one that they had, because frankly, they were slave-owning men. And yet they had an idea of what the life should be about in the future. History has always been about improving the future. History has been about making sure that justice prevails, not necessarily for me, for my generation, but I'm going to do everything I can in my generation so that the future is better. That's what the women of this Commonwealth have done for 200 years, 300 years, fighting to struggle for their rights. As of today, we have those rights. The Constitution promised it, we now have it. And yet, the men and women in that chamber today, the majority party of this Commonwealth today, decided that that's not good enough for them. They would rather see the days before those rights were given, when there were lesser rights, when the rights were only in paper but not in reality. That all the women in this room right now, all of you gathered here today, that you can only enjoy those rights by reading about it, not by exercising it.
Boom!
My friends, we are a few. There are only 32 of us Democrats in the House. We are a diverse party. We come from all parts of the Commonwealth. We come from all backgrounds. People like me don't even come from Virginia. We're born overseas. But we come together with one view that unifies all of us. And that view is that we believe in the Constitution. We believe not only what the words say, but indeed that we will actually carry out those rights in the Constitution. And we believe that those rights are for every single person, no matter your gender, no matter your race, no matter your religion, no matter your nationality, no matter what the creed. We believe these rights exist for you. And we're going to do everything we can to stand up and fight for those rights. Now, my colleagues have talked about our strategy here for the next few days. Frankly, I don't know what's going to happen over the next few days. We are outnumbered. I stand here not only as a minority, not only a minority in that I'm by race a minority, by political party I'm a minority, by geography I'm a minority, but I'm also a minority in that I'm a male. Commonwealth of Virginia has a majority of women that run this place. Majority of women are across the country. If we don't succeed over the next few days in those halls by using our democratic ways to make the bills better, if we don't win that, and if the governor of the state decides to sign this bill into law, guess what? We have part two. Part two is another promise of the democracy that says campaigns and elections are how we decide our future leaders. And guess what, folks? We are a majority female state. When women vote, women win. When women vote, we win. So I urge every single one of you to be diligent, work with us, do everything we can to make sure that the laws that come out of that chamber are going to be good for you, that protect your rights. But, if in the uncertain event that it doesn't happen that way, I urge all of you to work your hearts out over the next 8 months. Promise us that we're going to do everything we can to make sure that the federal government stays in democratic hands, because that's the only check and balance we have to some of these states. And next year after that, promise us women will vote so that women can win. Thank you.
Mark gave you a tremendous overview of history. I'm Vivian Watts. I represent an area of Fairfax and Springfield, Annandale. And he gave you a wonderful overview of history. I'm going to give you a little history in one woman's life, and that would be mine. I'm 71 years old. Whatever. But I was giving birth to my second child. Thanks to Planned Parenthood, I was married in college. I made all the right decisions with my brain, along with my husband, about what our future would be. And thanks to Planned Parenthood, after 2.5 years married in college, we graduated, and we've been married ever since. But in 1965, as I started to say, I gave birth to my second child. That's the same year of Griswold, where for the first time we guaranteed birth control as a right to your taking care of your own health, making your own medical decisions within your family, with your physician. So it is not ancient history. It came during my lifetime, and I fear that it will disappear during my lifetime. And why am I being so dramatic? Another little piece of history. I have been on the House Courts of Justice Committee for the last 14 of the last 16 years. When I first started seeing some of these little bills, I thought, they don't know what they're talking about. They don't really know that conception is, by any medical definition, it is the joining of egg and sperm. And that if you protect conception, that by definition you are outlawing contraception. You are outlawing birth control. I get the material handed to me just last year from the Human Life Alliance that says, what about birth control? It is an abortion because it keeps a fertilized egg from implanting. You read the language of these laws, and that's exactly what the intent is to take us back to what during my lifetime I assumed was my right to do the right thing about my own health. And that is what it's about, as we have heard passionate testimony from those who are currently going through all of these decisions, and the ability of our medical community to assist women who are going through very difficult pregnancies, who are facing issues of miscarriage, who, like my daughter-in-law, desperately wanted a child and month after month after month went through all the processes of in vitro fertilization. These are what are at stake, and the bright letter of the law is clear that that's what these bills are about, is to take away and take us back to when we did not have control over our own health decisions.
Boo!
I urge you, in every word that you have heard, that as I have seen this evolve over the last 16 years, and have tried to speak to it on the campaign trail, again and again, I've been brushed aside. Well, that's ancient history. We've got those rights. We are now seeing the fruit that one does not take that for granted. We've got to get out and work. We've got to make sure that it is well understood that indeed what we are talking about is one philosophy of when life begins, being imposed on all the decisions of the citizens of the Commonwealth. And that is not the historic freedom that Mark King just spoke so eloquently to. Thank you.